Tensura What If? Silver Timeline by CBCTEBAS Chapter 39 Drinking Party. Well, we'll be back in a week guys, Rimuru said to everyone in the meeting room. Take care Rimuru-sama. Inky waved. Rimuru-sama. Please say my hi to Sylvia-sama, Siren added. Rimuru-sama, I still think that I should go Noir suggested. And I think you should help out here, while I'm out. Rimuru immediately cut him off. He also looked at the other primordials. That means you as well. They gave up persuading him. I'm also going with him for the first 3 days, Velgrand announced. I'd like to have a chat with my elder sister and elder brother for some time now. I am also planning on saying my hellos to Veldanava-sama. If any problems occur consult Gamaliel, in the worst case, he'll contact us. Lei added. All 3 of them will be gone for a few days. They cannot let others join in or the place will be understaffed. Listen, we are trusting you guys to remain here and keep the place running. You only need to do it for 3 days. Rimuru gestured with his hand, showing 3 fingers. After 3 days, Lei and Velgrand will return back. 3 days should be enough for me, Velgrand said. That's enough to catch up with each other. The others reluctantly nodded their heads. Rimuru smiled wryly looking at them. They look like children with their parents going somewhere and they weren't coming with. Rimuru-sama will be visiting the facility of Twilight as well, Lei added. That's why he'll stay much longer. It's weird that you aren't coming with him, Velgrand said. Normally you don't want to be separated. Ah, that's because Rimuru-sama will be enjoying his time with a certain sum. Lei, I told you we're just friends. Rimuru interrupted her. Velgrand's interest was piqued. Oh, who is it? Velgrand asked curious. Just an old friend from Twilight's facility. An old friend huh? Well, see you guys in a week. Rimuru waved as the 3 of them went to the Cardinal World. The first place that they went was the Heavenly Star Palace where Veldanava resides. Why that place right of the bat? All of them wanted to have a chat with Veldanava, and with how they all have their own agenda, it is better to do it all at once. Hey de Gruel. Rimuru waved as he arrived. Wow, so many changes huh? He said as he looked at the settlement full of giants. I heard that it was thanks to you Rimuru. De Gruel approached them. Good to see you all as well, didn't know you were visiting. I could have prepared something. On a side note, the reason de Gruel believes that the increase in the number of giants is because of Rimuru. Rimuru gave Twilight some of the blood of the Cyclops, Hecatoncheires, and even the Titans. Of course, it was given after diluting the purity of the blood sample, so that it was a weaker version of the actual result of recreation. Thus, de Gruel's settlement is diverse with different type of giants. Which canonically is true, he does have them at Tensura. No need for all that, we were just passing through. Rimuru smiled. We are planning to visit Veldanava. Don't worry, some other time I'll visit. Let's throw a party with your lover. Lover? I don't even have a lover yet Rimuru. De Gruel was confused. Rimuru looked at him and then to his companions. He even looked at Glassword who arrived a little bit earlier. Seriously? Rimuru asked. All of them nodded their head. Guess it'll take some time before any development occur, he sighed. What are you saying, Glassrod? Why are you sighing? De Gruel was confused and asked Glassrod who simply shook his head. No, it's nothing. Anyway we'll pass through to see Veldanava okay? Rimuru said as they walked past. De Gruel nodded and left him still confused. Didn't know he was dense. Rimuru muttered to himself, I've been gone for 800 plus years and nothing happened yet? Maybe he just needs more time. Velgrand answered. You know, to understand his feelings a bit. That's true, considering his responsibility and position as well. Lei added as they walked. It can't be helped if his mind is on work. I guess so. They passed through the gate and arrived at heaven. The place was as beautiful as ever. Somehow, the place feels empty, Velgrand said as she looks around. Maybe because the angels are all out? Rimuru speculated. Most of the angels are in the sealed universe, making sure to not let Ivaraj escape and eliminate the cryptids spawning off of him. Veldanava was seen waving at them with Guy and Velzard sitting in a table. Rimuru groaned. He wasn't mentally prepared to look at Guy just yet, after what he did to the primordials. Hey Rimuru, long time no see. Guy said with a smile as his eyes burned with anger. Rimuru and the others joined in the table. The order was, Veldanava, Lei, Rimuru, Velgrind, Velzard, and Guy. Guy continues to stare at Rimuru while he ignores him. It's been ages since we've all been together like this. Velzard comments as she sips her tea. It's a special day for sure. Veldanava added. So how's the job been? Any problems? Yeah, anything you want to say to us, Rimuru? Guy pressured. Okay, first of all, I just want to say it was Noir's idea. Second, you did it first, Blanc and the others said it themselves. Third, they're very useful, so I have no regrets to what I did. You bastard. You basically took 4 primordials out of the cardinal world. 4 primordials that would just wreak havoc. Rimuru countered. Isn't this great? You don't have to worry about them doing anything to the cardinal world. This isn't about that. The balancer, I'll cut you there. You're saying the balance correct. Rimuru stopped Guy and explained he raised 4 fingers in one hand and 2 in the other. Me and Lei cancel each other out for being outside. The 4 primordial demons cancel out the 4 primordial angels that are also not in the cardinal world. Rimuru grinned by his magnificent logic. So basically the balance remain. 3 angels and 3 demons are still left in the cardinal world. What kind of an excuse is that? Velgrind's whisper was ignored. Guy was left speechless by Rimuru's excuse. Veldanava calmed him down and let it be, since Rimuru was correct that less havoc will appear as the loose primordials are out. The chatting of friends and family members continued on for hours. Rimuru even took out the food he had prepared as souvenirs and peace offering for Guy. I had this wine specially brewed by Dionysus. Rimuru brought out a few wine bottles, which got the attention of everyone once the first one was opened. They all chatted, laughed, and enjoyed their little get-together. While everyone continues their idle chatter, Rimuru asked Veldanava for a favor. Yeah, that's a simple matter. Veldanava agreed as he sips more of his wine. As the bottles continues to be poured, eventually all the contents were gone. Guy poured everything into his glass until half full. Hey, this is the last one. He waved the bottle, looking at Rimuru. That's a shame, everything's all gone. I wanted some more of it, Velzard said as she holds her empty glass. Me too, Velgrind added. Rimuru never brought this one out ever. This is the first for me as well. You heard them, Rimuru, Veldanava said as he looked at Rimuru. Bring out the rest. That's all of it, Rimuru said, shaking his head. I took out everything. The others looked at him dubiously. I'm telling the truth, he said, seeing their facial reactions. Lei, who gulped the last of her wine, looked at the bottles that they've emptied. Rimuru, Sama, Lei, who was beside Rimuru, leaned to him as she holds one of the empty bottles. This bottle looks familiar. Is that so? Rimuru twitched slightly. I think you've had enough. Lie. I remember, I saw many bottles back in your office. He. Lei soon dropped her head into his lap and fell asleep. Everyone looked at Rimuru, waiting for him to bring out more. Rimuru denied, saying that was all of it. Hey, it's too late to deny. Guy pointed at Rimuru angrily. Just take it out, and I might forgive you. Why should I have to ask your forgiveness? Rimuru countered. I haven't done anything to feel guilty about. A fight almost broke out as Rimuru, although heartbroken, took out all of the wine he had. As the others continued to enjoy chatting, Velgrind, who has been stealing glances at Rimuru, finally asked the question she had on her mind. Hey, Rimuru, Velgrind leaned her head onto his shoulder as she slurred her words. What is it, Velgrind? Asked Rimuru as he drinks from his glass. The friend you're visiting, is it a girl? Velgrind looked upwards, looking into Rimuru's eyes. Yes, Rimuru answered. You remember Luminos, the vampire Twilight maid? Her? Velgrind asked. You did mention her working there before? Is it really just friends? Or is it more? Maybe she's your type? Do you like her, Rimuru? Velgrind asked in her mind silently as she continued to lean deeper into Rimuru's arms. Why should she care if Luminos is someone Rimuru likes? It's none of her business anyway, of what Rimuru does in his free time. Hey, be careful, Rimuru said as Velgrind leans even closer. Rimuru had to place his hands to her side to support her. Hand is in her waist. This feels nice, Velgrind commented. Rimuru, could you feed me like this? Why should I? Velgrind pouted. It's punishment. Punishment? What did I do? Velgrind held her hands to her chest. What did Rimuru do? Did he do something to make her mad? What is the pain she feels in her chest? I don't know, Velgrind answered honestly. Rimuru looked at her and sighed. He took some food from his plate. Here you go, thanks. They never realized that it was the next day evening when they said their goodbyes to each other. And only when they stepped out and sobered up do they finally realized. Well then we'll be going now, Guy said with Velzard and Velgrind in tow. Take care, Rimuru said as he waved his hand. Velgrind turned away with a slight blush, recalling what she did. Velzard noticed her reaction, she then looked towards Rimuru. I see. As soon as they left, next is Rimuru. Firstly is he'll visit de Gruwel's settlement below. Next would be Twilight's facility. Well see you too. Rimuru waved towards Lei and Veldanava. Lei chatted more with Veldanava so she remained in heaven. Velgrind followed Guy and Velzard to the frozen continent. Hey de Gruel, Rimuru went to their settlement and there he had another party. This time, it was an outdoor party, which looks more like a night festival with the bonfire in the middle and people partying. This time, it was in the name of the person who helped to create this settlement, as this would be impossible without Rimuru's help. With how large the giants are compared to him, the food he ate and alcohol he drank was a large amount. Heard you'll be going to Twilight's place after this, de Gruel said as he sat beside Rimuru who was near the bonfire. Rimuru nodded as he took a bite of his food. Do you want to pass something? De Gruel shook his head. No, I'm just thinking he'll be so happy to see you again. De Gruel smiled as he reminisced. He's always excited for every souvenir you gave him. That's true, I have new souvenirs right here. Rimuru took out 2 vials of blood samples. Ha 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 as expected. De Gruel patted Rimuru's back. Speaking of, how's Jahil? He been doing good, he should visit sometimes. Ah, I did try inviting him to at least visit Twilight. Rimuru said as he drank. He's too invested in his research. He's lucky he doesn't need food or sleep or else he'd be dead long ago. Well to be fair, from what I heard from him, that place is like heaven for him, is what he said when he was drunk. De Gruel wryly smiled. Something about stuff to study and research never ends and he has a lot of resources at his disposal. De Gruel took a sip of his drink as well. Yeah well, it's good that he enjoys it. He complains about you being unreasonable most of the time though. De Gruel grinned looking at him. Hey, Rimuru complained, while de Gruel laughs. As the night continues to pass soon the sun rises and Rimuru said his goodbyes to de Gruel and the others. Rimuru went to Twilight's facility. He had already contacted him about his arrival yesterday.